So recent Joe Rogan guest Adam Curry dropping some tidbits of information, guys, on AMC, saying over 1,000 times as many shares traded that even exist. So we're going to talk a little bit about today, what that actually means and whether or not someone like an Adam Curry could even know something of that nature. So when it comes to the actual stock, we'll discuss what's happening as well with AMC. But let's jump right into things here, guys. I mean, we're talking about naked shorting here. So the ability to sell short a stock using shares that don't even exist. So to short a stock, you have to locate a borrow for every single share that you want to short. So a naked short then means you're doing so without having those borrows.
Yeah, exactly. And look, this is the thing that's, look, it's illegal. There's rules against this. And of course, in firms like us, they trade the world, you have to comply with that rule. So it's a market structure that's there. Rumors go around all the time about there being rampant naked short selling. You'll hear about clearing issues with AMC and being on the threshold list. And then also failure to deliver, of course, meaning you've got to buy back those shares. You've got to return them to ownership if you have those borrows. But the key thing here is with regards to AMC, or with regards to any short squeeze or potential short squeeze, is if you inflate the number of shares that are in a short position at any particular time, then when it comes to pay the piper and you do have to buy them back, there's just simply who are you going to buy them back from at that particular point? You run into this problem of supply when you try to buy them back. This played out it played out very, very famously with Volkswagen going to like 1,000 because of a short squeeze, and that had some mechanics around it which are a little bit more complicated. But AMC would be that same type of story. That's what everyone is worked up about, saying clearly if this is what's going on, it could still go to the moon because you still had that abundance of shares to the short side. As we say that today, the stock was at $5 and then breaking out at $10, and we're still holding above $40. Similar thing with GameStop; they're still holding at higher levels, as everyone is claiming that hey, there's far too many shorts out there. There's naked shorts. It can still squeeze to the upside because there's just not going to be enough supply when they try to buy back. And I think that's what a lot of people are clinging on to here. Of course, whether it's true or not, the rules say it's not supposed to happen. But as we know, sometimes these things do take place.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of it, this is also a little bit of a problem with when we look at dark pools and things like that, because a lot of the trades are very, very hard to see when you're looking at a level 2. So when you get a guy, like this Curry guy comes on here, probably never looked at a level 2 in his life. A lot of these trades are going through here on dark pools. So we as retail clients, you may not be able to see them, but 63.5 million shares today is not huge. I mean, we've done in the hundreds of millions. It's 1130 right now. And AMC is actually holding up quite well. It came in today down almost 11 or 12%. Now it's battled all the way back up. Whether or not we want to talk about it's being traded 1,000 times more than shares that actually exist. I mean, welcome to the world. I mean, when you have IPOs will often trade 100 million shares when they've just released like 5 million shares. So this does happen. It is a part of the market. It's something to be aware of. But at the end of the day, trade price action, and don't worry, and this is my advice anyways, don't really worry about a lot of that noise that's out there. There's a lot of people just looking for, to get that hot take on a stock or that hot take on what they believe. Like, I just want to see where the experience lies. I say you trade the price action here and don't worry about a lot of this noise. Just get educated. And right now with AMC, I know there's a lot of holders that know a lot about what's going on with this company and this stock. But on the same token, because it's so hot, you get a lot of talk chat, everyone hanging out July 4th. Oh, did you see AMC? Yeah, I'm long to the moon. Like, they don't really understand what the concepts are, but most of the shareholders now have been educated enough to sort of ignore some of these stories that don't really affect the stock, in my opinion.
A lot of opinions floating around in general as far as what is happening with AMC and maybe even, guys, where AMC could potentially go. Just to wrap up real quick, we had a very significant and important level of support actually break on AMC early today. It has made a decent recovery, which is important going forward technically for the stock.
No, that's absolutely true. We broke back that 40 level, and you can see on the daily chart, you had that 40 break, which is probably that last line in the sand since the last breakout. And it is worth noting, I think I mentioned this on a live show, that the way it traveled to that 40 the first time was a fail break at 60 even. Then a couple of days to the downside, broke 40, got to 39.60 or approximately in that range, and then it reversed. And then you sort of look at the 15-minute chart, and what do we have? We have a failure off of 60, a multi-day move to the downside. You break that 40 level. We traveled a little bit further here, got about like 70 cents further than last time, down to that 38.70 range, and then you're making that recovery. So it's a bit of a trend reversal type of thing that could be happening here. Obviously, this has the rest of the day and the rest of the week to play out, but yeah, certainly, Brendan, that was a key level break, and that goes to what Sean was saying. I mean, trade the price action. I mean, certainly there's a truth to what is a naked short selling. Have there been moves in the past that have been precipitated by that kind of supply and demand aspect of it? Sure. But the price action is usually where the profitability comes from on the trading end of it, and that's what we're usually going to talk about.
Yeah, I've been shorting the whole day, but covering ASAP. Like, that's how AMC could be my highest stock today. All we're doing is shorting and covering. So, yeah, I would watch out. It did break that 40 level early, but then bounced off. So, as you can see, already touched down below again. I think this is a very, very strong move here for AMC shareholders. And if you sold below 40, maybe a little bit of a mistake. Let's just wait to see what happens. About a week of negativity here. I think AMC goes higher.
Yeah, so regardless of your time frame, regardless of your mindset going into the market, it's very important that we push aside some of the noise and some of the headlines you see floating around out there on social media and on the internet. If you are going to be involved, understand exactly from a technical standpoint what matters and what doesn't matter for AMC. The story continues for AMC, guys. Here's Valeria.
Hey guys, thank you for this fantastic information. Dear viewers, please subscribe to this channel to see more great videos.